The Cursed Collection. As I walked into the old antique shop, I couldn't help but feel a chill run down my spine. The sign above the door read Curios and Wonders, but I had a feeling that this place was anything but wonderful. The store was dimly lit, with cobwebs clinging to the corners of the shelves. I browsed through the dusty tomes, running my fingers over the spines of the books. Suddenly, I stumbled upon a section dedicated to horror stories. The titles seemed to leap out at me. The Shrieking Walls of Blackwood House, The Cursed Doll Maker of Ravenswood, and The Eyes in the Attic. I felt a shiver run down my spine as I picked up a book with a title that read The Whispers in the Walls. As I flipped through the pages, I noticed that the stories within were unlike anything I had ever read before. They were dark, twisted, and seemingly based on real events. I felt a morbid curiosity take hold of me, and I knew I had to read more. I purchased the book and left the store, eager to delve into its pages. But as I walked home, I began to feel a creeping sense of dread. It started with small things. The shadows seemed to move of their own accord, and the wind rustled through the leaves with an otherworldly whisper. As I entered my apartment, I tried to shake off the feeling, telling myself it was just my imagination. But as I began to read, I realized that the stories within the book were coming to life. The whispers in the walls began to echo through my mind, and I felt a presence watching me from the shadows. I tried to flee, but my feet seemed rooted to the spot. The Shrieking Walls of Blackwood House began to play in my mind, and I felt myself being drawn into the horrors within. The Cursed Doll Maker of Ravenswood started to whisper my name, and I felt a creeping sense of madness. The Eyes in the Attic glowed with an eerie light, and I knew I was in grave danger. I tried to close the book, but it seemed to have a mind of its own. It flipped through its pages, revealing more and more horrors. As the night wore on, I became trapped in a world of terror, with the stories from the book feeding my darkest fears. I was consumed by an unending nightmare with no escape in sight. The Curios and Wonders store seemed to be calling to me, beckoning me to return. I knew I had to face whatever horrors lay within, but a part of me screamed to flee. I opened the book once more, and the whispers in the walls grew louder. The eyes in the attic seemed to bore into my soul, and I felt myself being drawn into a world of eternal terror. As I read the final words of the book, the room around me dissolved into chaos. I was left standing in a desolate landscape, surrounded by the twisted creations of my own darkest fears. The last thing I heard was the whisper of the Cursed Doll Maker of Ravenswood, saying, "Welcome to my collection." And then, everything went black. When the police found me, I was catatonic, the book clutched in my hand. They took it away, but the horrors within it had left an indelible mark on my mind. I never spoke of what happened that night, but the Curios and Wonders store remained a dark and foreboding presence in my mind. And I knew that I would never be able to escape the Cursed Collection.